my channel. I'm here with Amy. So this is part 2 of our sit down question and answer sort of video. I'm asking the questions and Amy's answering, obviously. So these are just questions I thought that people sort of are curious about in terms of eating disorders. There's lots of stigma surrounding them. So yeah, this is just a sort of follow up on steps to recovery to dealing with an eating disorder. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Woo! So what are your thoughts, Aim, on medication? Like, I know that there's some stigma surrounding like antidepressants, that they make you like go puffy or gain a lot of weight, but I know that every medication helps different people do different things. So you're on medication at the moment. How do you think that's helped your recovery? And you know, is it something people should be worried about or scared of in terms of mental health?
Well, my first, so I've been in the Melbourne Clinic 3 times. So the first admission, I was on no medication. My doctor just didn't think it was necessary. But the second and the third admissions, I was put on antidepressants and anti-anxiety because my depression was quite bad and my anxiety was through the roof. So the one medication is called olanzapine, and it's a thoughts medication, so it controls your thoughts around food and eating and weight gain and that kind of thing. And the other one is sertraline, which is just an antidepressant. They've really helped me. I think it's all relative. Everyone's different. Initially, when I was put on the medication, my doctor said, you know, it might make you gain weight. And, you know, that's always been a worry for me because one of my main eating disorder thoughts that consumed me was weight gain. It was the one thing that scared me the most about food. And the fact that I could be taking something that could ultimately make me gain weight, it still scares me to this day because I'm still on the medication. But I would recommend medication. It definitely helps. It takes the edge off. It makes people feel better. It helps me get up in the morning. So yeah. So why do you think it's important to be open and accepting of people who have eating disorders or EDs? Oh, wow.
Like, how important is it that people can feel open enough to talk about these issues and get the word out there about, you know, helping people with these EDs?
You know, it actually makes me emotional thinking about it because so many girls are struggling. So many girls are struggling. And I cannot stress this enough. If you're watching this and you are struggling, it's okay. And I know that might sound cliched, it might sound lame and unoriginal, but you know what? It's okay. These people, you know, this disease, it's all consuming, it's isolating, it's selfish, it's you know, it's a constant battle in your mind every single day about you've got your eating disorder and you've got your healthy, I call it my Edie and my Amy voice. And my Edie voice is sometimes, to this day, and I've been out of hospital 8 months, still so much stronger than my normal voice. But what I've learned is that my voice, the Amy voice, is now, for the most part, stronger than my eating disorder voice. And that wasn't the case for a really long time. I think it is so important to have a conversation like this, you know, have it posted on the internet, have people listen and watch it, because you know what? Food is not the devil. You know, food is nourishing, food is social, food is happy, food is life. And, you know, and your eating disorder wants to convince you that by eating you'll gain all this weight, but it's so not true. You have to eat to nourish your body. And, you know, all you beautiful people out there who are struggling with food and struggling with, you know, the thought of gaining weight and weighing yourself every day and purging and restricting, it's so important that you realize that food is your best friend. Food is what you need to survive. And I think it is so important that everyone in the world knows that it is completely okay if you are dealing with this. Seek help. Go see a psychologist, see a psychiatrist, go to your GP. You know, do anything. Get out of bed and try and get on the steps to fixing it, because the quicker you do that, the quicker you'll be able to live a more fulfilling and happy life. And now, you know, next on Wednesday, in 2 days time, I'm off overseas, and I I haven't been overseas since I was diagnosed. So, you know, I'm going back to uni in March. I'm going to be a teacher this year. Like, I'm doing all these things that I couldn't do if I was in and out of the Melbourne clinic.
Yeah, and we talk about it so much, like Amy and I, about how, you know, when you are down and you don't feel like getting up out of bed, you have to just think, like, life is so short. You watch the news every night and it's heartbreaking, the things that happen, and you don't know, like, we're going to, in like 2017 is such a year of unknowns, like with everything political and environmental, like we don't know what's going to happen. And it's the hardest thing is to get over the stigma, or like fearing of like, oh well, I have to admit that I actually have an issue, or but if you see like a GP or someone that you don't even see regularly, they will not judge you. It's their job to help you. And it's so important to think like that, because, you know, obviously there are girls or boys at school or uni who are going to be absolute idiots about it. They're going to be so awful. Like, you'll have those few people who will say things or make you feel bad. Like, you just can't please everyone, but you have to know that you're doing it for you. You can't think about what anyone else thinks. You know that your doctors, your psychiatrists or psychologists, anyone will be there to help you. Your family and your friends will be there. So the one or two people, if that, who will make a comment, you cannot let that bring you down, because it can stop everything. And I think we care so much about what people think, or if we post a photo, or if, you know, you are looking a bit thin, or you have like gained a lot of weight, people will just go, like, they'll make fun of you or make a comment, and you just have no idea what this person is dealing with. Like, they could be gaining weight because they did have an ED and they're on some medication, or they could be losing weight because, you know, they're actually getting out of bed and they're motivating themselves, they're doing exercise again. Like, you don't know what people are going through. And anxiety, depression, EDs, like all these mental health issues have such a stigma, and it makes me so upset, because it's one of those things, like, you would never question someone if they broke their leg or they had, you know, a physical injury, but if it's something with your mind, people completely treat it differently, and I just don't understand that at all.
And, you know, I've had to, you know, not naming names or anything like that, but I've had to, you know, stop friendships because people weren't healthy for me. And I feel like it's so important in this time of recovery to be selfish, to know what you want, to do what you
and
need
to know
to
what you
do,
deserve as well.
to know what you deserve, 100%.
Because if you're surrounded by people who are not there to support you, or, you know, have a giggle or a joke about something to do with your recovery process or where you are in this point in your life, like this sort of weird flux in your 20s where you don't, you know, you're just starting your career and what you want to do in your life, it's really hard, and people don't understand how many, like, isn't it like 1 in 3 are dealing with a mental illness? Like, it's so common.
It's so common.
And it's awful how you have to just, like, you have to make those steps to cut out negative people. But at least when you are in that mindset, you can be like, I need to do this for me. You have to be a bit selfish when it comes to your happiness, because you have to look after yourself. That's, you know, you're there for yourself, and you need to do that. I guess finally, is there any other sort of tips or tricks that you would sort of offer to people who are struggling with an ED, like something that you've gone through and you're like, it's okay because I've done this, you probably do this, or like bits of stigma or something that you got over, like even if you're in the clinic, or something that your psychologist has given you, like a tip or a trick to help?
You know what? All I can say is seek help. You cannot do this alone. I would be nowhere if it wasn't for my friends and my family. Nowhere. And, you know, be honest with yourself. Be honest with people that care about you and are close to you, because they just want the best for you. You know, seek help. Get out of bed. Do something about it. Like, you're gonna have these days where you're gonna be lying in bed, and I've had those days, and I had those days last week. Like, I have those days still. You just have to get out of bed and say, life is so short. I'm not gonna look back and think, you know, I should have taken laxatives because I had that piece of cake. No, you're gonna look back and think, wow, that piece of cake was delicious, or you won't even remember it. Get out of bed, seek help, and try and fix it, because your eating disorder is going to convince you that this is the life that you want, but it's not the life you want. It's not the life that Amy wants. It's not. So that would be my main tip.
Okay. Yeah. Bye guys! Bye guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the comments.